Hello friends. In this video, we will talk about the dark web. This video is about darknet websites for the part of the internet not accessible by traditional web search engines. The dark web is the World Wide Web content that exists on darknets, overlay networks that use the internet but require specific software, configurations, or authorization to access. Through the dark web, private computer networks can communicate and conduct business anonymously without divulging identifying information, such as a user's location. The dark web forms a small part of the deep web, the part of the web not indexed by web search engines, although sometimes the term deep web is mistakenly used to refer specifically to the dark web. The darknets which constitute the dark web include small, friend-to-friend peer-to-peer networks, as well as large, popular networks such as Tor, Freenet, I2P, and Riffle operated by public organizations and individuals. Users of the dark web refer to the regular web as ClearNet due to its unencrypted nature. The Tor dark web or Onionland uses the traffic anonymization technique of onion routing under the network's top-level domain suffix, onion. The dark web has often been confused with the deep web, the parts of the web not indexed, searchable, by search engines. The term dark web first emerged in 2009, however, it is unknown when the actual dark web first emerged. Many internet users only use the surface web, data that can be accessed by a typical Google browser. The dark web forms a small part of the deep web, but requires custom software in order to access its content. This confusion dates back to at least 2009. Since then, especially in reporting on Silk Road, the two terms have often been conflated, despite recommendations that they should be distinguished. The dark web, also known as darknet websites, are accessible only through networks such as Tor, the onion routing project, that are created specifically for the dark web. Tor browser and Tor accessible sites are widely used among the darknet users and can be identified by the domain onion. Tor browsers create encrypted entry points and pathways for the user, allowing their dark web searches and actions to be anonymous. Commercial darknet markets mediate transactions for illegal goods and typically use Bitcoin as payment. These markets have attracted significant media coverage, starting with the popularity of Silk Road and Diabolus Market and its subsequent seizure by legal authorities. Silk Road was one of the first dark web marketplaces that emerged in 2011 and has allowed for the trading of weapons and identity fraud resources. These markets have no protection for its users and can be closed down at any time by authorities. Despite the closures of these marketplaces, others pop up in their place. As of 2020, there have been at least 38 active dark web marketplaces. These marketplaces are similar to that of eBay or Craigslist, where users can interact with sellers and leave reviews about marketplace products. Examination of price differences in dark web markets versus prices in real life or over the World Wide Web have been attempted, as well as studies in the quality of goods received over the dark web. One such study was performed on Evolution, one of the most popular crypto markets active from January 2013 to March 2015. Although it found the digital information, such as concealment methods and shipping country, seems accurate, the study uncovered issues with the quality of illegal drugs sold in Evolution, stating that the illicit drugs' purity is found to be different from the information indicated on their respective listings. Less is known about consumer motivations for accessing these marketplaces and factors associated with their use. Bitcoin is one of the main cryptocurrencies used in dark web marketplaces due to the flexibility and relative anonymity of the currency. With Bitcoin, people can hide their intentions as well as their identity. A common approach was to use a digital currency exchanger service which converted Bitcoin into an online game currency, such as gold coins in World of Warcraft, that will later be converted back into fiat currency. Bitcoin services such as tumblers are often available on Tor, and some, such as Grams, offer darknet market integration. A research study undertaken by Jean-Luc Richet, a research fellow at ISEC, and carried out with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, highlighted new trends in the use of Bitcoin tumblers for money laundering purposes. Due to its relevance in the digital world, Bitcoin has become a popular product for users to scam companies with. Cybercriminal groups such as DDoS4 have led to over 140 cyber attacks on companies since the emergence of Bitcoins in 2014. These attacks have led to the formation of other cybercriminal groups as well as cyber extortion. Many hackers sell their services either individually or as a part of groups. Such groups include Xtetic, Hackforum, Trojan Forge, Mazafaka, Dark Zeroda, and the real deal Darknet Market. Some have been known to track and extort apparent pedophiles. Cybercrimes and hacking services for financial institutions and banks have also been offered over the dark web. Attempts to monitor this activity have been made through various government and private organizations, and an examination of the tools used can be found in the Procedure Computer Science Journal. Use of Internet-scale DNS distributed reflection denial of service, DDoS, attacks have also been made through leveraging the dark web. There are many scam onion sites also present which end up giving tools for download that are infected with Trojan horses or backdoors. Scott Dueft, the president and founder of ZBRICS Consulting, states that Russian electronic currency such as WebMoney and Perfect Money are behind the majority of the illegal actions. In April 2015, Flashpoint received a $5 million investment to help their clients gather intelligence from the deep and dark web. There are numerous carding forums, PayPal and Bitcoin trading websites as well as fraud and counterfeiting services. Many such sites are scams themselves. Phishing via clone websites and other scam sites are numerous, with darknet markets often advertised with fraudulent URLs. The type of content that has the most popularity on the dark web is illegal pornography, more specifically, child pornography. About 80% of web traffic is related to accessing child pornography despite it being difficult to find, even on the dark web. A website called Lolita City, that has since been taken down, contained over 100 gigabytes of child pornographic media and had about 15,000 members. There is regular law enforcement action against sites distributing child pornography, often via compromising the site and tracking users' IP addresses. In 2015, the FBI investigated and took down a website called Playpen. At the time, Playpen was the largest child pornography website on the dark web with over 200,000 members. Sites use complex systems of guides, forums and community regulation. Other content includes sexualized torture and killing of animals and revenge porn. In May 2021, German police said that they had dismantled one of the world's biggest child pornography networks on the dark web known as Boys Town. The website had over 400,000 registered users. 4 people had been detained in raids, including a man from Paraguay, on suspicion of running the network. Europol said several pedophile chat sites were also taken down in the German-led intelligence operation. The terrorist organization took to the internet as early as the 1990s, however, the birth of the dark web attracted these organizations due to the anonymity, lack of regulation, social interaction, and easy accessibility. These groups have been taking advantage of the chat platforms within the dark web to inspire terrorist attacks. Groups have even posted how-to guides, teaching people how to become and hide their identity as terrorist. The dark web became a forum for terrorist propaganda, guiding information, and most importantly, funding. With the introduction of Bitcoin, anonymous transactions were created which allowed for anonymous donations and funding. By accepting Bitcoin, terrorists were now able to fund money to purchase weaponry. In 2018, an individual named Ahmed Sarsar was charged for attempting to purchase explosives and hire snipers to aid Syrian terrorists, as well as attempting to provide them financial support, all through the dark web. Within the dark web, there exists emerging social media platforms similar to those on the World Wide Web. This is known as the Dark Web Social Network, DWSN. The DWSN works like a regular social networking site where members can have customizable pages, have friends, like posts, and blog in forums. Facebook and other traditional social media platforms have begun to make dark web versions of their websites to address problems associated with the traditional platforms and to continue their service in all areas of the World Wide Web. Unlike Facebook, the privacy policy of the DWSN requires that members are to reveal absolutely no personal information and remain anonymous. Many journalists, alternative news organizations, educators, and researchers are influential in their writing and speaking of the darknet, and making its use clear to the general public. Media coverage typically reports on the dark web in 2 ways, detailing the power and freedom of speech the dark web allows people to express, or more commonly reaffirms the illegality and fear of its contents, such as computer hackers. Many headlines tie the dark web to CP, child pornography, with headlines such as, NJ man charged with surfing dark web to collect nearly 3K images of child porn, along with other illegal activities where news outlets describe it as a hub for black markets that sell or distribute drugs. Specialist clear web news sites such as Deep.web and All Things Vice provide news coverage and practical information about dark websites and services. However, Deep.web was shut down by authorities in 2019. The hidden wiki and its mirrors and forks hold some of the largest directories of content at any given time. Traditional media and news channels such as ABC News have also featured articles examining the Darknet.